Okay, we're going to go over another hand technique now called piano. Piano or pianoing is all it means is just hitting a series of buttons in a row using different fingers. There's a lot of useful things you can use pianoing for, and one of the most important reasons is for special moves that require rapid button presses, such as Chun-Li's lightning legs or Blanca's electricity. And that's what we're going to go over in this part of the tutorial. Now all these rapid button pressing special moves, they all have one thing in common, and that's that they require only 5 inputs to activate. So Chun-Li's lightning legs, for example, if I press light kick 5 times in a row, it'll come out. And same for the hard kick version. Another thing that all these moves have in common is that only the last input determines the strength of the move. So it doesn't matter how many times I hit whatever kick button, whatever the 5th input is going to be the strength of Chun-Li's lightning legs, for example. So if I hit light kick 4 times, and then on my 5th input I hit hard kick, the hard kick version will come out. The same applies for the EX versions. You don't have to just match the 2 inputs the whole time. It's only the 5th input, so if the 5th input is 2 buttons or more, the EX version will come out. Now one thing to know is that it doesn't matter how many buttons you press at the same time, it'll only count as 1 input. So if you're pressing 2 kicks twice in a row, both at the same time, it does not count as 4 inputs. And neither does the 3 kick button, they all count as a single input. So you can't skip steps. Now obviously there's a big weakness to doing these type of special moves. It's that you're standing there and you're whiffing attacks because you're trying to mash it out, and you can't really do it on the fly whenever you want to. But this is where pianoing comes in. Now remember, pianoing has nothing to do with a game exploit or anything like that. It's just pure hand technique. It just has to do with you. So now I'm going to go over some examples on how the piano input will help you with these types of special moves. Okay, we're going to start off with Honda's 100 hand slap. This is his most important special move. He needs it for pressure, he needs it for all of his combos. And you need to have complete control over this special move. So you can't just jump in and start mashing on the punch buttons and it'll come out at random times. You need to have complete control over it. And this is where piano comes in. Okay, so that was an example of his most basic bread and butter combo. One of the best cancels for the 100 hand slap is starting with a light punch, either standing or crouching with Honda. But we want the hard version of the 100 hand slap because that's the version we can follow up after, and it gives the most frame advantage. Okay, I'm going to explain the hand technique I did for that combo. Now there's 3 steps we have to follow for this piano input. Step 1 is the button that we want to cancel the 100 hand slap into. So we want to start off with light punch. So the piano input will start off with light punch. Step 2, that it has to be 5 inputs. And step 3 is that we want the 100 hand slap to be the hard punch version. So that means the last input has to be hard punch. So we can hit these buttons in any order we want, as long as the first button is light punch and the last button is hard punch out of the 5 inputs. So I'm going to show the way I do it first, and then I'll show you some different ways. So using the method that I prefer, we're going to drum our fingers across, starting with light punch, hard punch, medium punch, light punch, and then back to hard punch. 5 inputs, smoothly and at the same speed. So it's going to look like this if I do it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to show you guys at a different angle. This is the light punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when you guys first try this method, it's going to feel really awkward to you guys. It takes a while for your hands to get used to it, but you got to keep practicing it. Kind of like an instrument. But one of the good things is that you can practice this anywhere. You can practice this at school when you're sitting down at your desk. You can practice in your office. It doesn't matter. You just have to drum your fingers across and practice the timing. So I'm going to show it again in real time from a different angle. When you guys are practicing this with Honda, use crouching light punch to cancel the 100 hand slap. and make sure you're in contact with the opponent because the speed will vary. Different characters with the different rapid special attacks will have different speeds that you'll have to do these piano inputs for. And with Honda in particular, when you're in contact and using crouch and light punch, you can do it pretty slow. Okay, so another method is instead of going light, hard, medium, light, hard, we can go light, medium, hard, light, hard. One of these methods is going to be easier than the other for you. You have to find out which one is most comfortable for you. Now there's a few things I can tell you guys if you're doing it too quickly or too slowly. If the 100 hand slap doesn't come out at all, then you're doing the inputs too slowly. If you do a 100 hand slap and the dummy starts blocking, make sure you set your training mode dummy to auto block. If they start blocking, it means that you still did it too slowly. And if the EX version comes out, it means you did it too quickly. Now if you look at the inputs on my last 100 hand slap, you'll see that I plinked the fierce punch by accident. So when I was drumming my fingers, I went from hard punch to medium punch too quickly. So I accidentally plinked. Now if that was my last input, it would have came out as an EX version, and we don't want that. So what you want to do is make sure that when every input is at the same speed. Now like I said, this is difficult to start off with and to get used to it, but it's easy to practice, and after you do it so many times, it'll just become second nature to you. So don't become discouraged if you can't do this right away. Another piece of advice I can give you guys is don't tense your hand too much. Try to keep your hand relaxed and do the input slowly and then start to speed up and just keep resetting yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys one more time the method that I used the first time, where we go light punch, hard punch, medium punch, light punch, hard punch. So I'm just going to do it slowly. And then the normal speed. And just so you guys know, my palm is resting on top of the joystick while I'm doing this. And if you guys look at the inputs on the left, you can see all in a row, light, hard, medium, light, hard. Another thing to remember is that you can make your own method as long as it's 5 inputs and the last input is hard punch and the first one is light punch. So you can go light, medium, hard if you want to. Or find the inputs that's comfortable for you. Okay, I want to show some examples now with Honda on how you can benefit from this using the piano technique.